And one of the international experts most sought after for this kind of rescue is thankfully on site. He's been there for the last couple of days. You saw him on India Today first, but given how fast the story is changing, we've brought him back here on 5 Live. Arnold Dix is president of the International Tunneling and Underground Space Association, and he's on site. He joins me live now. Arnold, thank you very much for being with me. As someone who's seen such tunnel collapses in the past and specializes in resolving such crises, what is your latest assessment of how things are looking?
Yep, thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. I've been on site now for 24 hours and I am very impressed with what I've seen. These conditions, as you know, you well know, are the most extreme conditions on the planet. The Himalayan mountains are quite dynamic. And as you know, we know that with the effects of climate change and the change in storm frequencies, these road linkages which are being put through these parts of your country are so critical, because what we're seeing is that the change to the nature of storms and frequencies, what have you, is really disrupting even existing roads. So I really commend you on what you're doing with your roads. If I can just turn to the emergency. This emergency is really serious, and obviously that's why I've come. Literally a phone call, and I was here as quickly as I could. Behind me, although you can't see it, I've got the International Tunneling Association, 80 member nations. All of those nations have given their support to me. I've got a team of, it's about 60 subject matter experts behind. We're busy doing whatever we can to assist the team here. And the team here is awesome. The team here understand the mountains better than anyone else on earth. And I have been shocked in a really positive way about the way the local state, the federal administration, the army, everyone just working together. And you're going to see over the next few days a real consolidation of what we've been busy planning. And together we've got some I think, terrific news for you very shortly. And today, for example, we've got another one of these lifeline tunnels has actually been successfully put in. So we've got 2 ways to get air, food, medicine, everything in. That gives us a big sigh of relief. And, we're looking forward to great progress moving forward.
Arnold, I can't tell you how good it feels to hear reassuring words from someone like you. Someone who has seen crises like these before, who belongs to the Tunneling Association and has that, strength behind him. So for you to say, sound so positive, I can tell you it means a lot, not just to the families, but to everyone watching right now. I think it's one of the first unequivocal notes of positivity and optimism that has been sounded. And from someone like you, someone as luminous as you, it means a lot. Now, speaking about the specifics, Arnold, the effort to reach the workers is obviously the priority. Food's reached them. Like you said, another lifeline has reached them as well. The pipes, as we understand it, are being inserted, one from the top and one from each side. In your view, with everything you know at this point of time, which method do you think will succeed?
So I'm not sure if there's been an announcement about which methods are being deployed. I think that's being announced tomorrow. And if you tell me there's been an announcement, then I can talk to them. But if there hasn't been an announcement, it would be wrong for me to talk to them.
I understand that, but any light you can throw, Arnold, on the challenges that are being faced. Like you said, since you've arrived there, lots of different agencies doing, an amazing job in a very, very challenging situation. Can you explain to us what the challenges are? Break those down for us.
So if I can just talk to you about then generally the different approaches and why that you've got them there. And this is on the basis that what you've just asked me is public knowledge and has been released. So I'm trusting you. I'm standing here with a mountain behind me. I've got no idea what's happening. There's very poor communications here. So on the basis what you're telling me is true, this is how I see it. For the rescue mission within the tunnel in the area that's collapsed, it's the most likely to occur quickly, but it also has a number of complications and dangers. because what we've seen is that the tunnel has already collapsed. So on the one hand, it might be quick, but on the other hand, it poses some dangers because the mountain has already told us that it's not happy. The mountain has already collapsed in that area. So it's potentially quickest, but it's also risky because it's an area that's already unstable. And then if we say go to above the mountain, so today I went to the top of the mountain and I looked at the rocks there. The rocks there were fantastic. So for your viewers, it was as if there was a gift from nature in the rocks because exactly above the tunnel, exactly where the discussion is to do the vertical drill, is this beautiful piece of rock perfectly suited to do this task. Not anywhere else. It's like it's put there especially for the task. And so I thought this was an amazing thing. So the difficulty there is we have to drill down through a mountain and we have to exactly aim to hit the tunnel. But we're more than like very high above the tunnel. So if we get even out by 1 degree, the vertical shaft might miss. So the challenge there is we have to be very accurate and also it takes a fair bit of time. And then coming in from the side, which is another possibility, that is to come from the side of the mountain in, that's
Yeah.
also possible. But the technology that we use for doing that is slow. So that also takes quite a lot of time. And we'll be going through ground that we haven't excavated through before. So that would be from the side. And then coming from the other end of the tunnel, all the way back around the other side, that's very sure because that's actually along the alignment that's been studied. And so we'd have a high degree of confidence in that, but that would take an even longer period of time. So all of these different options, they have a balancing of risk and they also have a question of time. And one of the things that I'm passionate about, and I know the whole team are as well, we want to, we're going to rescue 41, we're going to rescue 41 men. We don't want to hurt anyone else in the process. So that's our challenge right now. And as I say, today has been a good day. Yep, ask away.
You know, your optimism is infectious, Arnold, and I really commend you for that because, like I said, it is so reassuring to hear someone like you say it. But you know, you're calling rock fantastic. It's easy to drill through, or at least there are less challenges. But as these rescue lifelines are being penetrated through all that debris, you know, what happens if there is loose earth? Is there a risk or of, you know, more debris collapsing in the space that is being penetrated or in the place where the 41 workers are currently located? Is that a risk?
Yeah, so in your mountains, in your Himalayas, they've been squashed and twisted. So imagine once upon a time they were flat and now they're all squashed and twisted. So just by some miracle, exactly above the tunnel, exactly on the top of the mountain where the tunnel is underneath, exactly at that point, some rock has ended up flat and very hard rock sitting there so that
Aha.
we can drill from that point down into the tunnel. This hard rock is nowhere else. It's sitting there. It's been twisted up and it's been put there in exactly the right location. And it's hard rock, like concrete hard rock. Whereas all the other rock that I've been touching at the mountain, and I go in and I touch it and I check it because that's what geologists do, it's very soft. This is why it fell down. But this rock at the top of the mountain, exactly in the correct spot above the tunnel, it's, it's perfect for this job. It's perfect to build the machine to drill down to rescue the men.
And finally, Arnold, the question that everyone's asking, and I know it's difficult because this is a meticulous operation. There are many challenges. There are many things to take into account. If you could throw me a number, how many days or weeks is this going to take before we see these men being rescued?
I I was in New Zealand for Diwali when it began, and so I danced in New Zealand for Diwali. And my understanding is these men would have been dancing for Diwali when they went in for work. I'm confident that they'll be singing Christmas carols for Christmas. What I'm not sure is exactly where between Diwali and Christmas they'll be joining us back here. That I really don't know. It could be in a few days, it could be in a few weeks. but it will be before Christmas. So got two celebrations there, Diwali, Christmas, somewhere in the middle.